There's been some weird rumors lately that the Jazz could potentially trade Lauri Markkanen at the trade deadline. And it's been a minute since I did a Utah Jazz rebuild. And that kind of sparked my desire to wanting to do a realistic Jazz rebuild today. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? There's a good chance I am not trading Lauri Markkanen, at least in year one. I do want to keep him. He's on a great contract. Yes, he's due for an extension soon, but he's going to be worth it in my opinion. We have a top 5 center from last year, Walker Kessler. I'm excited to see who kind of emerges as the power forward at the end of this video. Will it be John Collins? Will it be Taylor Hendricks? Will I eventually just move Lauri Markkanen back to the power forward position? We have young wings like Ochai Agbaji, Bryce Sensabaugh, Josh Christopher that could work out. Colin Sexton's value's probably declined a little bit over the last couple of years. I'm not the biggest Jordan Clarkson fan either, and he's on a decent repaid contract, so we'll see what happens with him. And then who's going to be the point guard? Is it going to be Keontae George? Is it going to be Taylor Horton-Tucker? Or is it going to be somebody else by the end of this video? So if you guys are enjoying the rebuilds, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up on it. Start today, just still not a thing in 2K. You just have to love it. So I think for this season, Bryce Sensabaugh will be in the G League. This is going to be the rotation. Taylor Horton-Tucker at the 1, Clarkson 2, Markkanen 3, John Collins at the 4, Walker Kessler at the 5. We're going to have Colin Sexton, Keontae George, Kelly Olynyk, Taylor Hendricks, and Ochai Agbaji off the bench. I think Kelly Olynyk will be the big trade candidate at the deadline. We have Will Hardy as our head coach, and I'll see you guys at the trade deadline. All right, so 53 games through the season. We are 25-28. We are the 12th seed in the Western Conference. Our leading scorer has been Lauri Markkanen, who's averaging 22.5 points, 7.4 rebounds, and shooting 37% from 3. Colin Sexton is shooting 44% from 3 and 85% from the line. We will take that. I mean, I would like to move Jordan Clarkson at the deadline. I just don't really know who would want to trade for him. John Collins, first year coming over from Atlanta, is fine, but definitely not worth $25 million a year. Taylor Horton-Tucker is giving me 12 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists on subpar efficiency as well. Not a lot of great things going for us, as Keontae George's efficiency has been rough, but that's expected from a rookie guard. Walker Kessler is averaging around 9 points, 9.5 rebounds, 2.3 blocks tonight. And there's Ochai Agbaji, who I think I need to get more touches to, and Taylor Hendricks, obviously a rookie as well. So I do think Kelly Olynyk is the player that I'm going to look to move. He's shooting 39% from 3, 53% from the field, and I would even want to bring him back in the offseason. And we are going to be giving Lauri Markkanen a 3-year extension. Don't worry, Jazz fans, he is not going anywhere. He's going to be a Jazz for probably the rest of this video. So he already had a few years left on that contract, so he's going to be making $18 million next year. So we should try to make a move before that goes up by $17 million in the 2025-26 season. This is about to be a great deal for us. We're going to be trading Kelly Olynyk to the Dallas Mavericks for Richaun Holmes and a 2026 lottery protected first-round pick from Dallas. We're getting even more draft capital, but we do have to pay Richaun Holmes around $13 million next year, but I think that's a no-brainer. Because now look at all our draft capital. So our first is top 10 protected this year, but we have multiple Cavs and Timberwolves first going forward. We have the Lakers pick in 2027 from the Russell Westbrook 3-team trade last year. Now you're going to throw in that Dallas pick in 2026. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be easy to find a Jordan Clarkson trade right now, and I kind of want to see what Taylor Horton-Tucker can do for the remaining part of the season. So I got 18 more minutes. I'm not going to call up Bryce Sensabaugh. I think I would like to see Ochai get a couple more minutes. Same with Taylor Hendricks. Let's give Taylor Horton-Tucker 30 minutes tonight. Let's give 32 minutes to Kessler and 30 to John Collins. I'm definitely okay if we don't make the playoffs this year. So let's see how the second half goes, and I just want to find some building blocks for the future. That's really all I want from this year. Shout out to Russell Westbrook, who was a Jazz for a brief minute, winning 6th Man of the Year. The only guys we got on an all-team selection was Keontae George and Taylor Hendricks on all-rookie second team. We did not make the play-in tournament / playoffs this year. We were the 12th seed with a 34-48 record, which is 3 games worse than last year, which is definitely something to note. Our leading scorer was Lauri Markkanen, followed by Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, John Collins, and Taylor Horton-Tucker. When it comes to the plus-minus game, Taylor Hendricks was pretty good in that. I mean, just compared to everybody else, as Taylor Horton-Tucker, Markkanen, Clarkson, Sexton, George, all these guys were in the negatives. So let's see who wins the 2024 NBA Finals. It's going to be between the LA Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly beat Brooklyn, LA beat Sacramento, and the Sixers win in 6, with Joel Embiid getting his first ring and Finals MVP. All right, lottery gods, I need you to give me some luck here. Our pick right now is at number 9. If it falls to 11, it's going to go to OKC. Are we going to be able to keep it? Yes, we are able to. It's at pick 9, so we have a top 10 pick in this draft. We're going to keep Will Hardy as our head coach. I feel like that was a very easy decision. I'm going to sign Josh Longstaff to be my assistant head coach. Boom. I don't think I'm going to be able to move John Collins right now unless we wanted to go out and acquire Zach LaVine, because we're Utah. We're not a big free agency destination team. So we're going to have to upgrade this team through the draft or through trades. Montes Buzelis is the #1 overall pick to the Detroit Pistons. The Spurs are trading pick 2 for who else but Jalen Brunson. 2K. Why do you always do that? And then they take Alexander Sarr. This exact thing happened in the 10-year Toronto Raptors rebuild. Ron Holland goes 3 to the Thunder. Donovan Clingan 4 to the Wizards. Stephon Castle 5 to the Timberwolves. Chicago Bulls take Justin Edwards at 6. Indiana Pacers take Isaiah Collier at 7. Magic take Nikola Topic at 8. And that would have been possibly my selection. And I'm going to take Cody Williams, the brother of J-Dub, Jalen Williams, with the 9th overall pick. Not sure if he's going to be a G League guy right away, but maybe at like the perfect scenario, he's the 3 for the future. Then we move Markkanen to 4 with Kessler at the 5. All right, let's add some more rookies to the team. I'm going to trade Colin Sexton to the New York Knicks for picks 16 and 18. They could lose Emmanuel quickly. They might move on from Quentin Grimes in a year. So we're going to do this deal with them, and they don't want to add rookies. They actually say no to this deal. What about if I throw in one of these Cavs first round picks in 2028? That gets it done. So Hunter Dickinson just went. Okay, we definitely wasn't going to take him. So we're going to have 3 first round picks in this draft. Oh, there goes Jacoby Walter. That would have been a sick pick. Of course he goes to OKC. They're going to be stacked. So I'm going to zero in on Tyrese Proctor, the combo guard out of Duke. I was thinking about taking him at 9 originally. Then Trey Alexander goes out of Creighton. And then I'm also going to be able to take Zachary Rissacher, the project forward from France. And we're just getting more length, athleticism, and size to this team. So I absolutely love this draft class from us. 3 first round picks, 3 top 20 guys in Cody Williams, Tyrese Proctor, and Zachary Rissacher. We're going to pick up the team options on Ochai Agbaji and Walker Kessler, as well as Rashawn Holmes opting in. Josh Christopher, Johnny Juzang, Micah Potter, and Simone Fontecchio, we are going to, I think, decline all of their qualifying offers. Going into the season next year, we have plenty of big man depth. We may even start Markkanen at the 4. We have plenty of wings. And I think, like, for right now, it's still good to have Jordan Clarkson because we need some veterans in the locker room. Like, him and Holmes are the only 2 players above the age of 30. Our pick is also top 10 protected next year, so if we're one of the worst teams in the league, I'm okay with it. We actually do have $29 million. Emmanuel Quickley is somebody we could definitely overpay for and try to steal him from the New York Knicks. That would be interesting. So then we'd basically kind of combine Quickley into that Sexton deal. I like this idea, and I think if we made Quickley a full-time starter, he could really ball out, similar to like Jalen Brunson leaving Dallas to go to New York. So if we offered him $19 million as a restricted free agent to come leave the Knicks to sign with the Utah Jazz, he's going to accept that offer. We're going to renounce the rights on Taylor and Horton Tucker and basically everybody else. Would the Knicks match that? It doesn't look like they will. That is absolutely huge for us. And a corresponding move we are going to make there. Ochai Agbaji was pretty much not going to be in the rotation next year. Just not going to work out. He was a piece in the Donovan Mitchell trade. So we're going to flip him to OKC to basically release the restrictions on our draft pick. So it's not like we're getting an unprotected pick theoretically. It's just us not having to worry about any protections on our pick going forward, which would definitely drive the value down of like what that pick would originally be. LeBron has 26 offers. None of them are at 100% interest. That's just disrespectful. So Markkanen does not go up. I think I'm going to see what he would look like if I changed him to a power forward. John Collins has 2 years left on this deal, but hey, it will be an expiry next offseason. Maybe we're able to flip it. So I think we're going to start off the season with Zachary Rissacher in the G League. I mean, he's 19 years old, so I'm perfectly okay with that. The starting 5 is going to be Emmanuel Quickley, Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, and Walker Kessler, with Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, Cody Williams, Tyrese Proctor, and Bryce Sensabaugh off the bench. That is an extremely young second unit. I am very excited to see what Emmanuel Quickley can do as a starter here in Utah as we start off the season with a dub. He had not maybe a great Jazz debut. Also, under Will Hardy balance, we're 3.5 stars. So we could definitely make some switches throughout the year. We beat the Kings by 6. What a game from Markkanen. But then we ended up giving up 141 points to the Warriors. So maybe our defense isn't there yet. I mean, having John Collins out there isn't great for that side of the ball. We lose to the Nuggets, the Mavericks, and then beat the Washington Wizards. Quickley has struggled definitely to start off his Jazz career. Hopefully he gets better. All right, so we pretty much have the same record as we did last year at the trade deadline. We are 25-28, and I'm okay with that because I do think we probably got a little bit worse year over year, but at least we have young guys kind of going in the right direction. But then again, we signed Emmanuel Quickley, so maybe I thought we'd be a little bit better. I wish his efficiency was higher up, but I'm trying to figure out if he's best suited as a 1 or a 2 long term. Jordan Clarkson has been brutal for us. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to trade him. Lauri Markkanen has still been our best player. John Collins is definitely having a better second year in Utah than he did last year. Walker Kessler probably having the best year of his career. Keontae George has gotten much more efficient in year 2, averaging 4.7 assists. There's Taylor Hendricks, 8 points, 5.5 rebounds, 1.4 assists a night. Cody Williams, the rookie, definitely showing some flashes, but not perfect right away. There's Tyrese Proctor and Bryce Sensabaugh. All right, so we are going to do this trade with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a big one. We're going to move John Collins, so we're going to get off his $26.5 million next year. It would be interesting to see, though, if he opts out, though, in the offseason. We're taking on Brook Lopez. I'm going to buy him out. I'm just going to release him. It's the last year of his deal. He's not very good anymore. He's making $23 million, but I'm also hopefully going to get a first-round pick in this deal as well. They say no. They just want to throw some seconds in there. All right, so we're going to agree to this deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Like I said, the corresponding move will be to release Brook Lopez, so he's free to sign anywhere. Maybe he can get another ring before he retires. So the Toronto Raptors could use another shooting guard. We're going to make this trade with them. Jordan Clarkson for Chris Boucher. I basically get off of Clarkson's deal next year. I will have to throw in, I think, a second to get this deal done, and they are going to agree to that. So for the remaining part of the season, I'm going to go and move quickly to the 2. We're going to make Keontae George the starting point guard. We're going to start Lauri Markkanen at the power forward position, and then we're going to insert Cody Williams into the starting lineup. We're going to call up Zachary Reese-Hasher from the G League, and I want to see if I move Lauri Markkanen to the 4, he actually goes up in overall. So yeah, he's going to be the starting power forward going forward. His backup position will be center, not small forward. So I don't think I'm going to play Chris Boucher. This is the 9-man rotation we're going to go with. Incredibly young. So it's quickly George, Cody Williams, we can call him Co-Dub, and then we got Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler in the front court, Hendricks, Sensabaugh, Proctor, and Reese-Hasher off the bench. We're back down to 3-star balance. We have our first round pick at the end of the year, so I don't really care if we don't win a lot of games. I just want to see who are the building blocks of this team going forward. And hey, maybe we're in the play-in tournament in April. So we did get Co-Dub on all-rookie second team with Aaron Bradshaw, Ron Holland, Nick Smith, and Justin Edwards. We did not make the play-in tournament or the playoffs. Since I last saw you guys, we went 11-18, so not great, but we did finish 2 games better than we did last year. I would like to get lucky in the lottery for sure, but Emmanuel quickly finished the season strong, 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4.7 assists. I think that's a good year 1 in Utah. Markkanen's numbers went down a little bit when I moved him to the 4 spot, but Keontae George could be locked in as the starting point guard next year. Walker Kessler is going to get paid, not this offseason, but the following. Whoa, Zachary Reese-Hasher balled out. I feel like that small forward position is wide open, and we could see a very competitive him and Cody Williams next year. Taylor Hendricks, definitely better in year 2, I would say. Tyrese Proctor showed some flashes at times in his rookie season. And then there's Bryce Sensabaugh, who was pretty efficient. And I think we may have our 9-man rotation already next year. And then we're going to be adding some rookies. So you have the OKC Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the finals. And the Cavs end up sweeping the Thunder with Darius Garland as your finals MVP. LeBron retires on the Wizards. All right, he just wanted to follow in Jordan's footsteps. He heads to the Hall of Fame with Russell Westbrook. All right, draft lottery time, 2K. You want to make me lucky? Whoa, the Timberwolves are bad, and we may get their pick as well. Our pick's at 11. That Timberwolves pick could be good. That's obviously from the Rudy Gobert trade. Is it good? It stays at 6. We have pick 11, and we also have 30 via Cleveland, so we have 3 first-round picks. I'm going to bring back Will Hardy as our head coach. I think he's the guy for us. All right, so in this auto-generated mock draft at 6, it could be Josh Peters out of Clemson. Dean McCarthy, maybe the #1 pick. Yeah, he looks pretty good. So I don't really want to add 3 rookies, so I'm going to trade pick 11 and 30 for the Heat's unprotected pick in 27 and in 28. They're going to agree with that, so we just have the 6th overall pick in this draft. The Bulls do take Deion McCarthy, maybe the next Patrick Ewing, with the #1 overall pick. But he could also be the next Greg Monroe. Number 2 is Clayton Arthur out of LaSalle. Shout out Philly. He looks pretty good. The Spurs are taking Lionel Page out of Cincy. Are they going to have him and Wemby in the front court? Well, that would just be a massive power forward center combo. The Rockets are trading the 4th pick for Spencer Dinwiddie and Draymond Green. Oh my God, that's a fleece. They got robbed by the Nets in that deal. Wow. So here have been the picks pretty much right before us. And I'm going to go with Kenneth Warren, a power forward out of Texas A&M. There's been some good A&M big men in the 21st century like DeAndre Jordan and Robert Williams. 77 overall, 19 years old. That looks like a good pick. So let's sign Kenneth Warren right there. We're going to pick up the team options on Kessler, George, Hendricks, and Sensabaugh. I also wanted to see who the Heat took with our picks. They took Howie Bowen. Doesn't look too bad. And then they also took Jermaine Robinson. He looks like a project player. All right, I'm going to bring back Chris Boucher just on a 1-year deal. We have so much cap space right now that, like, we're off the Collins contracts, the Clarkson contracts, or Sean Holmes is a free agent. I mean, do I want to go out and sign Jimmy Butler? Yeah, but is he coming to Utah? No, that's not very realistic. I think we made a pretty big free agency decision last year, getting quickly, and hey, maybe we are able to make a big trade. Maybe Hendricks is eventually going to get moved now that we drafted Kenneth Warren. So this is going to be a big year, because if we don't make the playoffs, or maybe we have a disappointing, like, play-in tournament exit, there could be a big move made in the 2026 offseason. And Jason Tatum joins the Detroit Pistons. Donovan Mitchell goes to the Nets. Jalen Brunson re-signs with the Spurs. Chris Middleton to the Clippers. So we see all green in the player progression tab as Keontae George goes up 3 overalls. Hendricks goes up 3 as well. 4 overalls to Reese Asher and Tyrese Proctor. 3 to Cody Williams and Bryce Sensabaugh. All right, so this is going to be the year 3 rotation. George quickly, Cody Williams, Lowry Markkanen, and Walker Kessler. With a second unit of Zachary Reese Asher, Taylor Hendricks, Tyrese Proctor, Bryce Sensabaugh, and Kenneth Warren. System proficiency under Will Hardy is 3.5 stars. We do have a lot of young talent right now. I do wonder if a trade is going to be made eventually. We ended up beating the Milwaukee Bucks to start the year. Hell yeah. We have started off the season 5-0, 6-0. How about that? 7-0 start. No way. You could not ask for a better start to the season. Lowry Markkanen's averaging 26. Maybe Emmanuel quickly could be at number 2. Cody Williams is also off to a great start. Keontae George is averaging 9 assists. Whoa. All right, so we haven't been great in the month of December, and we're currently 21-17. So since the last time I saw you guys, we're 14-17. Well, make that 16-17 now that we want to. But hey, 6 games over 500 right now. I will take that. All right, so this is our best trade deadline record yet at 29-22. We are currently the 14th in the Western Conference. Lowry Markkanen has been our leading scorer. I wish he could average a little bit more. Emmanuel quickly averaging 17, 4, and almost 5 with pretty good efficiency. Cody Williams, though, he's been stepping up. Can't hit a free throw to save his life. Keontae George is averaging 6.9 assists and is shooting around 36 from 3. Zachary Reese Asher, maybe not as good as his rookie season, but it's still been at least serviceable. Walker Kessler is going to get paid by us. Tyrese Proctor's been a good combo guard off the bench for sure. I think we got to figure out if I want to keep Taylor Hendricks. I don't know if I'm going to extend him. So like him and Sensabaugh could definitely be on the market towards the off season. Also for the 2026 draft, we have a swap worst Bucks Pelicans. We have a swap best with Minnesota and a lottery protected from Dallas. So we don't actually, I was gonna say own our pick, but we do own it from Minnesota. It's a swap. And Minnesota has been relatively average this year. The Pelicans have been good, so it doesn't matter that the Bucks have been bad. And the Mavericks pick is lottery protected, so we may not even get it. I mean, we do have cap space to trade like Taylor Hendricks for somebody making like $40 million. Karl-Anthony Towns is on the trade block. I don't really know if I want him. James Harden is on the block if we want a point guard. I don't think I'm going to make a major trade right now, but a point guard I am targeting potentially in the offseason would be DeJounte Murray. He's from Seattle. It's close geographical, or at least closer than San Antonio was or Atlanta is. And yeah, I just went to contract extensions. Taylor Hendricks wants $25 million a year. He's probably gone in the offseason. Shout out to LaMelo Ball winning the 2026 MVP. Luka won it the previous seasons. Deion McCarthy did the #1 overall pick as your rookie of the year. We do get Kenneth Warren on our rookie second team. And we did it. We finally made the playoffs 3 years in. We're going to be taking on Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs in round 1. They have Marvin Bagley as their starting 5. They have Jalen Brunson, Sohan, Patwell, Lionel Page, and Malachi Branham. Our leading scorer was Lowry Markkanen, followed by Emmanuel Quickly, Keontae George, who averaged 6.9 assists, Cody Williams, Zachary Reese Asher, and then Walker Kessler. We definitely don't need Kenneth Warren, who did kind of struggle towards the end of the year, but he's a good three-point shooter in the playoffs, so he's going to get about 0 minutes. Yeah, we're going to go 10 to Sensabaugh. We may drop Reese Asher, Proctor, and Hendricks minutes a little bit, because I would like to go 36 to Quickly, 38 Markkanen, 34 Kessler, 33 George, 31 Cody Williams. System proficiency is 4.5 stars. System proficiency is 3.5 stars. And let's do it. Can we beat the San Antonio Spurs and get a playoff series victory? No, we were up 3-2. Come on. Oh my God. We got blown up by 40 in game 7. Game 6, we lost by 4. This was the one to do it. And then we got blown out in San Antonio. Oh my God. That is unfortunate. We could have advanced to round 2. Quickly played great, was probably our best player. Lowry Markkanen struggled when the lights were the brightest. I think we are going to make a move in the offseason. 2.3 steals for Cody Williams. Shout out to him. 2.7 blocks for Walker Kessler. And the Thunder are going to be taking on the Cavs in the finals, a rematch of last year. And the Thunder win this time around in 5. Chris Paul and Drew Holiday retire on the Heat. DeMar DeRozan on the Suns. Paul George and Chris Paul are heading to the Hall of Fame. Draft lottery time. We'll see if like the Timberwolves kind of struggled towards the end of the season. They did not. Did they end up making the playoffs? Yeah, they did. So that pick's going to be at 20. We had the lottery protected pick from Dallas, but that ends up being at 17. And we have the Pelicans pick at 25. So once again, we have 3 first-round picks. And we end up taking Rob Watts out of Kansas, Russ Morrison out of Kansas, and AJ Carpenter out of Providence. Shout out Marshawn Brooks. The #1 overall pick was Dan Dennis. Nobody like too generational in this class. Edwin Sims could have been like the best player. So the Thunder didn't get him at 1. But they got him at 7. So we're going to pick up the team options on everybody. But like I said, there could be a big trade to make. We're going to extend Walker Kessler, so maybe we want to get this deal done before Kessler ends up getting a contract. Interesting. The Boston Celtics were really bad last year. We have the former Celtics GM, Danny Ainge, a former Celtics assistant coach, and Will Hardy. Do I try to make a play for Jaylen Brown? Because that would be interesting. But also, if I'm not mistaken, oh, I thought Jason Tatum was going to be a free agent. But yeah, I forgot he signed with the Wizards last year. No, it was the Pistons, yeah. All right, so let's see if the Celtics want to enter this rebuild by trading me Jaylen Brown, who has a massive contract remaining. That's a lot of money, but hey, we can absorb it. We'd start off with Taylor Hendricks, Bryce Sensabaugh, and Russ Morrison and AJ Carpenter, who we just drafted. So 4 young players. We're going to throw in the Cavs unprotected first next year and the Heat unprotected pick in 2028. I think they will agree to this. So this is my realistic trade because we have Will Hardy and Danny Ainge. Can we get it done? Boom! We just acquired Jaylen Brown. We're going to pay Walker Kessler a decent amount of money. I may be an idiot. Okay, no, we can get him on that deal. I thought it was going to make me take him back on the qualifying offer. All right, so Keontae George, I have a lot of faith into you because I could have upgraded the point guard position, but I opted not to. I'm going to change quickly to a shooting guard, and his secondary position will be a point guard. So yeah, we also were able to keep Rob Watts, our 17th overall pick in that Jaylen Brown deal. Player progression, we see a lot of progression in the middle. Nothing from Brown and Markkanen, who are both 29. Brown was from the 2016 draft, Markkanen 2017. So we're not performing as well as I would have liked through our first half a season with Jaylen Brown. We are 29 and 24. We're currently the 6th seed in the Western Conference. Jaylen Brown is averaging 21.8 points. Markkanen's averaging 22.3 points. I debated making a change at the point guard position because Keontae George has been inefficient. This man, like, if he was efficient, he's like a great facilitator and he could probably average close to 7.5, 8 assists a night. But he's just shooting us out of games. So I'm debating if I want to just make Proctor the full-time starter, but the thing with Proctor is he's not much of a better shooter. I don't know if I'd be able to even pull off a trade. So I think I'm just going to start Tyrese Proctor over Keontae George for the remaining part of the season. Hopefully that maybe gives us a little bit of a spark. We're 4-star balanced. I'll see you guys at the end of the 2027 season. Shout out to Colby Jones winning Most Improved. We did get Walker Kessler making all defensive second team fresh off that new contract. We finished the season as the 4 seed going up against Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, and the Portland Trailblazers in round 1. Here were the end of the season stats with Lauri Markkanen being our leading scorer, averaging 21.5, 9.1 rebounds a night. There's Jaylen Brown at 20.9. Emmanuel Quickly with a about 60% true shooting percentage. Cody Williams is a good 3-point shooter and defender. He's a good 3-and-D player. Tyrese Proctor averaged 6.4 assists. His efficiency isn't great, but it is better than Keontae George's. And George, I think, played a little bit better off the bench. So we could definitely just like ride the hot hand for the playoffs. So are we able to beat Portland? Game 1, we do end up winning by 23 points. Jaylen Brown drops 34. Quickly had 13 assists. Game number 2, we ended up losing by 12, unfortunately. Jaylen Brown had 24. Markkanen did not shoot the ball well. All right, huge game 3 here, in which we take a 2-1 lead. We end up winning by 5. Tyrese Proctor with a huge performance there. Quickly with 9 assists. Keontae George had 7. Game number 4 goes to Utah. We are up 3 games to 1. We dropped 139 on the road. Markkanen with a 35-point performance. Kessler with 21 and 11. And we are not going to win in 5. We are going here to a game 6. All right, game 6. Can we win in advance? No, we are going to a game 7. Do not blow a 3-1 lead. Okay, we end up winning game 7 by 19 points. All right, so who's the point guard that I should be rolling with going forward? Proctor's efficiency was really good. Keontae George, still hit or miss at times. So I think just to make an adjustment to this rotation, I think Kenneth Warren probably get like 12 minutes a night. I think Reese Asher is pretty good, man, as a 3-point shooter. I think I may just go like 1 more to Brown and Markkanen and then go 1 more to Tyrese Proctor. We're taking on OKC. It's going to be a very tough test. It'd be cool to watch J-Dub going up against K-Dub in round 2. They're brothers. Game 1 goes to OKC. I'm fully prepared to get swept. Game number 2 goes to the Utah Jazz. Okay, so we are not getting swept. We end up winning by 18. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. Game number 3. The Jazz win. Let's go at home. Jaylen Brown with 28. Cody Williams has been playing phenomenal in this series against his brother. Double-double for Kessler. 12 assists for Quickly. And we go up 3-1. We end up winning by 5 at home. Don't blow a 3-1 lead, please. Don't blow a 3-1 lead. I'm begging you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Come on. Come on. How, 2K? Why does that have to happen to me? Game 4, we won. Game 5, we lose by 9. Lose by 15. Lose by 7 in Game 7. fitting, right? So you have the Spurs and the Pistons in the finals. Jason Tatum is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and Wemby gets his first ring. Steph Curry retires, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi as well. All three of them are heading to the Hall of Fame. Draft lottery time, we have picks 16, 17, 24, and 28. So 4 first-round picks, but none of them are in the lottery. I'm not going to fire Will Hardy. I'm not going to do it. All right, so I'm going to trade all 4 of those first-round picks to the Wizards for pick 13. And I think I can get 36 out of this as well. They agree to that. Alan Morris out of Arkansas is the #1 overall pick. He looks pretty good. And we're taking Everett Wennington, a raw prospect out of UCLA here in the lottery. He actually looks pretty good just off the surface value. And then at 36, we are taking Sean Myers. So we are going to sign both of them. Myers is actually a 74 at 36, which is pretty good. Going to pick up all these team options right here. Giannis is a free agent. Are we going to pay Keontae George? Could it be a sign-and trade with him? He wants $21 million. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. He's a good system fit. We don't really have much money to spend elsewhere. Let's see if he gets a deal during moratorium. All right, so we're going to lock him up. We could use this as an idea of a sign and trade. To be honest, though, I don't really like the offers I'm getting for him. All right, so here we are at player progression. Nothing really too crazy here. We do see Watts go up a couple overalls. All right, so at this year's trade deadline, we are much better. We are 36 and 15. We are the 2 seed in the Western Conference. I just want to be on the other side of the playoff bracket than the OKC Thunder. Jaylen Brown and Lauri Markkanen are our 20-point per game scorers. Emmanuel Quickley has been super efficient, man. He's been an underrated player for this team. Cody Williams, also really good. I don't think I would think about playing Williams at the 2, Quickley back at the 1. I think Proctor is pretty much locked in as our starting point guard going forward. Keontae George has been a good 3-point shooter. I'm going to keep him as the 6th man. Kenneth Warren's been kind of a disappointment for us so far. And I'm going to hope that this team can win a championship this year. If not, I will be very upset. Markkanen is a free agent at the end of the year. Let's lock him up. $25 million a year, 4 more years. And we're going to pay Emmanuel Quickley as well. Jaylen Brown, we don't really need to pay yet. So please, Utah, win me a title at the end of the year. So Luka Doncic winning MVPs on the team that should have drafted him 2nd overall back in 2018. We ended up as the 3 seed this year. Thankfully, we're still on the other side of the playoff bracket than the Thunder. The Blazers beat us out by 3 games, the team we beat last year. I really don't feel that confident about this team, and we got to go up against Luka and Sabonis in round 1. Don't lose to them, please. We lost game 1. We're tied 2-2, and we win in 7. Oh, man, we're a 3 seed, though. This is kind of embarrassing. Like, we're going to get smoked if we ever face the Thunder in the playoffs. And we're going to have so many free agents at the end of the year. Proctor, Williams, and Risa Sher. We're screwed. All right, I really should have thought this through. Maybe I should have made a trade deadline move. We never really had those, like, high-end contracts, like the John Collins, like a $20 million deal I could have packaged in a trade. Can we beat Portland, who look very similar to what they had last year? They got better in a year. Please, can we win? Let's go. We win in 5. But we got to go on and take on the undefeated OKC Thunder. Man, we were up 3-1 against this team last year. I know we have to be pissed about that. All right, game 1. We win. Oh my God. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Jaylen Brown. Let's freaking go. Game 2. All right. It's fine. Oh my God. We were so close to going up 2-0. Game number 3. Yes. Come on. Come on. We can go up 3-1. Let's do it again. 3-1. Boom. We win by 4. For the 2nd straight year, do not blow a 3-1 lead. Please. Please. Yes. Yes, Jaylen Brown, Western Conference Finals MVP, and we ended up winning in 5. You have the Jazz, Cavs, NBA Finals, Markkanen versus his former team. No longer Donovan Mitchell is on this team. Okay, that makes me feel so much better about beating them. Game 1, they won by 5. I mean, I don't really love the idea of Lauri Markkanen guarding Evan Mobley, but we win game 2 by 11 points. The Emmanuel Quickley game. Game number 3 goes to Utah. We end up winning by 14. Markkanen and Quickley combined for 50. Please win game 4. Yes. Don't blow the 3-1 lead. Keontae George, what a performance. Win the finals. Boom! We end up going to 7 in round 1, and then we win rounds 2, 3, and 4 in 5 games. Keontae George is your finals MVP. Well, would you look at that? All right, man. I am so glad I got a championship with this team because we had so many free agents. I was like, all right, can Jaylen Brown be the #1 on a championship team? Well, he proved he can be. So let me know what you guys thought of this Jazz realistic rebuild. Let me know if there were any moves I made in this video that really weren't realistic. I brought over Jaylen Brown via trade, though, because the Celtics were looking like they wanted a rebuild. We had Jaylen Brown's former assistant coach and general manager, and we pretty much built this team through the draft with Proctor, Risa Sher, Cody Williams, Kenneth Warren. Obviously, we inherited Keontae George, Amari Markkinen, and I don't think I overpaid, like, in the grand scheme of things, but I outbid the Knicks more than they wanted to pay quickly to bring him over to Utah as a restricted free agent. So yeah, this was a really fun rebuild to do. Hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a like if you did. Love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.